my God, amazing.
Are you excited?
Yeah. Also, can we talk about your lips? Yes, girl.
Woo woo! I got my Snow White vibe happening.
Yes, I love that. You're gorgeous. Gorgeous.
Thank you, darling. How are you?
Amazing. How are you?
Good. Did you have fun with Hannah and Sarah last night?
I lost my shit for it. It was the best. Yeah.
Cool.
So thank you for bringing her into my life.
Oh my gosh. I'm so happy.
How are you?
I'm good. We just went to Fee's like preschool's Thanksgiving lunch, and it was completely chaotic and also really freaking cute because they make them all costumes.
What? I love that. Oh my God.
So, you have to go, even though, like, as an introvert, I'm like, all the screaming, all the energy.
Yeah.
But I got to leave early to come talk to you, so thank you. All right, let me put our title in here: How to Get Over Your Fear of Visibility to Grow Business.
Yeah, business.
Business. Do you have any questions?
I don't think so. And I think it's because I've been watching your other ones. So I'm just like open to, I'm just going to let flow what comes through. And I'm so excited.
That's what I'm feeling too. All right, let's do this thing.
Hell yeah.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another amazing interview in this series. I could not be more excited actually I could, but then I would explode, to have with us today my wonderful friend, my wonderful client, my wonderful, beautiful soul.
Yeah.
Ashley Mondor. Ashley, welcome.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Yay! I'm so excited to have you. Now, everybody, listen. Ashley is seriously one of the brightest lights I have ever met in this world that so desperately needs it. And if you're joining us live inside the Facebook group where we're recording this interview before a live studio audience, then you may know her because she is an integral part of our community. But if you don't know her yet, you're in for such a treat. I want you, if you're watching this live or on the replay, I want you to give us your questions, your thoughts, your insights. I will incorporate them into this interview. If you're listening later on, then I want you to connect with us and tell us your big ahas, because we are here today to talk about something that I know so many of us, myself included, have dealt with or are dealing with on the path to growing our businesses. And that's how to get over your fear of visibility. So Ashley has an incredible story around this, and she also has some amazing strategies, tips, and techniques that she's going to share with us for how to do this, how she's done this, how she helps her clients do this, and how you can take what she's learned and use it to get over your fear of visibility and be seen and grow your business. So let's do this. Ashley, tell us a little bit about your experience with this whole fear of visibility. What did that look like? What does that look like in your life?
Oh my gosh. Okay. So Christine and I worked together. She was my mentor. She's my first ever mentor. And it was the best decision of my life because she held my hand and walked through this fear with me. And I remember distinctly sitting down with you and being like, Christine, I'm never doing video. Like, I'm never doing that. And you were like, okay, like, it's okay. You're out here building a business, like living a life of passion. Like, you don't have to do that. And then I realized, like, because you gave me the permission, I could do things in my own way. So, but before all of that, I refused to do video. I refused to do IG stories. I even, at the beginning of us working together, was terrified to like talk about myself and to talk about my offers and how I help people. Because for most of my life, my career has been behind a brand. So to have to step in and be that person was like terrifying because I thought, what if people hate me? What if I like don't resonate? And like, what if I'm not the expert? Fear of imposter syndrome, all of that, right? Like fear of success and failure were huge ones for me. And that all stemmed, yes. And that all stemmed from me being afraid to put myself out there. But like, how do you build a business if you're not putting yourself out there? And even furthermore, how are people going to connect with you and love you and want to work with you if you're not putting yourself out there? So you gave me the permission to start really, really small. And it's everything that I needed. You said, what if you go on IG stories? Like, just do one. It's up for 24 hours. If you hate it, you can delete it. And I was like, I can do that. I can do one. And so that one IG story of me being like, hello, I'm Ashley. And then I was like, yes. It got easier. And it got easier because I decided to do something that scared me. So flash forward now, I am master certified in life and success coaching, mindset coaching. I'm master certified in neuro-linguistic programming. So I know how the subconscious works. And at the end of the day, all fear is it's just trying to protect you. It's trying to protect you from something that you've never done before. But you get to challenge it and you get to do something different. And that's what I decided. I was going to do something that scared me and do something different because I came here to be the fullest expression of myself, and I came here to help people. And you all came here to help people too, right? So give yourself permission to do things that scare you.
Wow. I've like got chills. I am like, so there's so much there. What do you feel like? You mentioned that you started really small and that was a big thing for you. What, and I totally completely agree with you on the whole thing of like fear's just trying to keep you safe, right? To your brain, safe is same, even if it sucks, as I like to say. And so how, like looking back on your journey, like what do you think were the other pieces that you needed to believe, that you needed to understand, that you needed to incorporate for yourself that helped you go from, I am not doing that, to like, hey, everybody, here I am.
Yes. Oh, such a good question. So one of the beliefs that I had to really, really work on was the belief of perfectionism. Like I would record stories constantly. I would record videos over and over and over again because I would screw my words up. And then I would feel like people would look at me like I'm an idiot. And so I had to decide that progress is better than perfection. And what matters is how people feel when they receive your message. It matters how your energy is. And so I released that belief of having to be perfect and just decided like, you know what? Everything's working out for me. And I'm here to change lives. And that's just what it's going to be. Another thing that I had to work on was confidence. I had to show up as the person who was like, I'm amazing. You should work with me. Even though I was like trembling in the background. But the only way that you get through these beliefs is by building new neural pathways, and that's through habits. And that means you keep going. It's going to get easier. Trust me. God, I promise it's going to get easier. And the first ones aren't going to be perfect. And that's what I had to work on.
Yes. Oh my gosh. So you mentioned progress over perfection. This is a big, I just listened to Marie Forleo's new book, and she talks a lot in there about this phrase and how it's like a big part of her community and her tribe. And she said she knows at least one person in her community who had it tattooed on their body so that they were like, they literally need to keep it in front of them all the time, right? And I think that's so true because as high achievers, we want it to be beautiful. We want it to be wonderful. We want it to be perfect. We want to get like, we want to use that to get the respect and the accolades and all the things, right? We want the A+, right? Can you talk a little bit about what it was like for you to create your website? Because I know that that's something that a lot of people have a major perfectionism issue around.
Oh, hell yeah. In fact, I told Christine when I first started working with her, I was like, in order for people to work with me, I need a website. And she was like, no, you don't. And I was like, yes, I need a website. It's going to make me feel this way. And then I actually started working with clients, no website. Like, I just needed to have a payment processor so I could accept people's money. But the thing about the website is it's a beautiful, beautiful tool that holds you back. if you're like waiting to publish it, because quite honestly, it's never going to be perfect. And as you grow and evolve, so is your messaging, so are your offers, so are the types of people you work with. And so just be fluid and feel like, you know what, this is perfect as it is. And also, when I launched my website, hundreds of thousands of people didn't show up. They did not click on it. And I was like, okay, but where do I get my traffic from? I get it from Instagram, because that's where I show up. So it's just a place that keeps information, like more information for people so that they can see, you know, like more of my offers.
Right.
So don't let a website hold you back. Like, you have a message to share and you just need to be able to accept people's money.
Yeah, you need, so my lawyer for entrepreneurs friend says you need two things. You need a way to accept money and you need a client agreement or contract. And that's it. That's all you need to start making money in business and to be covered.
Yes.
Right? So it's like, like I told you, like I said to everyone, I want you out there making money, validating your offer, refining it before you go down the rabbit hole of a website. There is a time and a place for a website. There's nothing wrong with a website, but it is not a thing that you have to have out there in order to be making money and working with clients you love, right?
Well, and there's this thing that happens where if you don't publish it, you start feeling really bad about yourself. And
yes.
tell yourself, you like go on a loop. You're like, I'm not good enough. People don't want to work with me. Like, they don't even know how to get a hold of me because I don't have a website. It's like, no, you don't need it.
Right. Every time I ask the question of my community, like, what's one thing you'd love to knock out in a day? Or like, what's the biggest project that you've been procrastinating on? Website's always the top answer. And a lot of times it's like, I can't put my website out there until I have a perfect about me page. I can't put my website out there until I have a perfect offer page, sales page, whatever. And I'm like, it's not about you.
Right.
The about me page actually still isn't about you. It's still about you talking to your person and helping them know that you're for them.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And I worked with you because of your energy and because I watched you consistently come into my inbox and you emailed me and you were so supportive. And I was like, oh my God, she loves me so much and we don't even know each other that well. And she's delivering so much value. I can only imagine what it's going to be like when I invest in myself to work with her. And so it wasn't your about me page. It wasn't any of that. It was like, your energy is so beautiful that I needed to have you in my life.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Thank you. First of all, like from a heart perspective. But what I want to point out there is that like what you're saying is the fact that I was like a real human who saw you and said, I want to help and I'm going to keep showing up because I believe I can. Right? Yeah. Because I believe I can help you. Not because it's a one and done, get on the phone, sales call. If you don't have your credit card right now, forget you. Right? But because like the way that you build authentic relationships with people who work with you over and over is that you hold space for them to figure out, to work through their own fear. Right? And you keep showing up as like a real person. Right?
Yes. Oh, and there's something like, I've seen a lot of people talking lately about like the algorithm, and that's so annoying to me. But I'm going to say, like, at the end of the day, you just have to consistently keep showing up for the people that you can't wait to serve. It doesn't matter if people aren't liking or commenting, they're still seeing it, and your message is still deeply important. And like, you are inherently valuable as you are. And so show other people, like, look she's on video. If she's doing that, I can do it too. She must know something because she's doing it so easily and it's so fun. Like, give yourself permission to have fun, to show up consistently and to serve. Because that's why we're here. That's why everyone's in this group.
Yes. Oh my gosh. You all let me know. Is this making sense to you? If you have any questions that we can answer for you, please let me know. If you're joining us live. So Ashley, let's talk a little bit about like your process of building this business that you love. Like who do you love working with? How did you figure that out? And how did you figure out how to be visible for them?
Yeah, super good question. So I first started my business, as you know, like trying to help small business owners with their marketing. And I kept getting this like pushback in my body every time it came to share about like, this is how you should grow your business on social. Because what I had realized was you could give everyone the tools, but if they believe that they can't do the thing, they're not going to do it. and
Yes.
they're going to like self-sabotage and do all of those wonderful magical things that keep you from reaching your dreams. So I switched gears with your help and permission to start talking about mindset and personal development stuff. And I realized like there were people who kept commenting on my stuff, who kept messaging me. And I was like, what is the theme between all of these people? Well, they're entrepreneurs and they're heart-centered entrepreneurs. So like they're in it not just to make money, but to make money so they can give it back to the world, to be able to serve. And those are my people. So I didn't really have to change my messaging this much. I just gave myself permission to like be like, if you're here doing these things and you have this wild dream, I want to help you get there. And people message me and they pay in full and they're just so excited because they feel seen and heard.
Yeah.
So it's just like pay attention to the people who like love your stuff, who's messaging you, and be like, what's the theme here? That's how I extracted it. Yeah.
I love that. Okay. So if you're getting some interactions on your stuff, take a look at who those people are, because those are the people that are resonating. Now, if we back it up a step, what if those of us who aren't even putting ourselves out there because of this fear of visibility, how do we get ourselves to a place where we're even putting ourselves out there enough to get that kind of clarity?
Yeah. So one of the things that was really helpful was actually having a coach, because I would have Christine, who was my mentor, look at the things before I posted it just to be like, am I missing something? Is this glaring? Is this like correct? And so it was helpful to get feedback like that. And just to have someone like cheering you on and supporting you, right? So that's the first thing. The second thing that I tell people is realize that if you're not out here sharing your stuff, people's lives aren't changing. And you're doing a disservice by not giving people the opportunity to even see like 2 sentences from you, or to see your picture or how you're living your life. Like there are people who are so afraid, but you are a step further. And it's just like, give yourself permission to just give it a shot. Like you're so worthy and you deserve to share your message to help other people.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay. That touches on something else I want to ask you about. Let me just cross the legs here and lean in. So I think that for a lot of us, the worthy and deserving piece is something that we have a really hard time with. We have a story around, probably an unconscious story, right? And there are a lot of reasons for that. And that's probably a conversation for another time. But I think that you and I share, like, we both serve people who want to make an income and an impact, right?
Yeah.
We're not just here to buy the fancy thing, although I love man massage. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yes.
But we're not just here for that. Even if we love expensive things, we also want to, like I have a goal of wanting to give away 90% of my income and live on 10, right? Be a reverse tither. So like, and that's the kind of people that we have in this space. But I think there's sometimes like we feel guilty for even wanting to spend some money on ourselves when we could be giving more back, right? We feel guilty or not worthy and deserving of wanting to make $1 million a year, because who am I to do that? Or like rich people are selfish or whatever. So like, I know that this is some of the work that you do, right? So can you talk to us about those beliefs and how we even like begin to eradicate them from our DNA?
Yes. Well, first, money is just energy. Like it's just a piece of paper that we decided holds value. But it's what's valuable in our society right now.
That's how we get stuff. And
and also it's like self-care and spending it in the ways that you want. Like you said, I will say that like you have to charge. Like you have this dream, obviously, of going full-time in your business or giving back. You have to charge. It's just an energetic exchange. And you, like, your worth is not in this value, this price, this package. It's not. Like, you're so much bigger than that. And the more money that you accumulate, the more you can give out, the more you can have I totally am so about self-care. And it's like, what's the non-negotiable? It should be like, how do I feel really good? How can I make my cup overflowing so I can give more to others? Well, that's through self-care. That's through making more money. And that's just what it is. And like, you deserve it. Like, you can't give away everything for free because people don't show up for free. I've seen it. I've done it. I've done so many free sessions. I've had people not even come. Yeah. But it's like, if you, like, I'm the type of person who invests in myself. And because I do that, I attract people who are ready now to invest in themselves. I just had to decide that, like, I'm not money. I'm a soul. Like, I'm here to serve. And the way that I can serve is by making money and spreading the love.
Spreading the love and detaching yourself from the whole idea that work or your income or whatever is worth, right?
Yeah.
I think that's a really huge thing. We have a question from Joanne. She says, once you identify those people who are engaging with your stuff, how do you move them to the next level without sounding salesy? This is such a good question. I can't wait to hear your take on this, Ashley.
Oh my gosh. So what I usually do is I'm like, I love that. Thank you for reaching out to me. Like, super proud and pumped. I almost said prompt together.
Prompt. Super prompt. Hashtag prompt.
Prompt, yes. But I just say, like, would love to talk to you about, like, what resonated with you, what stuck, and, like, what are you working through? So it's not salesy if you're just genuinely like, what's going on with you? Like, what's coming up for you? And that feels much better than being like, I have an offer for you. I can't wait to work with you. It's like, well, actually, I'm coming from a place of love and service first. And people feel that.
Yes. Yeah. Tell me more, right? I mean, it's basically what you're saying. Tell me more.
Tell me more about you. Like, I would love to help you if this makes sense. So I'm all about no pressure. Like, I don't ever take cards on the phone ever. As Christine says, I want it to be like a fuck yes. And because I take the pressure off and I'm here to serve from a place of love, like, it's easy. It's easier that way.
Oh my gosh. Yes. And I think I know that early in my business, I was trained, quote unquote, in sales a very different way. And I think I had to unlearn. And I also tend to be kind of a person who's like, but I can help them. So I want to do it now. Right. Like I can get really impatient and like, let's do this. Cause I want to get right off the phone with you and start Voxing right now. So everything changes in the next day. Right. But I think it's like creating this space for them to be having their own human experience, right? Of like you said, it was a process for us to start working together. You needed and wanted to change some things in your own head and like become the kind of person who hired a coach and a mentor. And I'm sure you all have experienced that like kind of sales trauma where you reach out to someone and you're like, I love what you said. Thank you so much. And they immediately are like, cool, I can help you. Let's get on the phone. Right. Delete, and I think so many people have been taught to sell that way and it just doesn't have to be that way, which is what you're saying. And I appreciate that so much. And, you have been like super consistent over on Instagram and sharing such beautiful posts and insights for such a long time. And, it's something that I've just been playing with like consistently more recently. So thank you for inspiring me with the way that you do it. And I have a story that I think you will like. I was like, all right, how can I do this in a way that works for me? Because when it wasn't feeling fun, I wasn't going to do it. Right. So then I was like, I think I want to play. There's not the pressure on it. I've got, other places where I'm consistently visible. Okay. So I'm going to play. So I'm like, all right, how does the INFJ Enneagram type 3 approach Instagram? Yeah. So what I decided is what am I good at? I'm good at connection. I'm good at like deep connection. So I was like, all right, when people follow me, I'm going to send them a message and just like find something unique about them and follow them back and be like, hey, thank you so much. I see we have mutual friends, or like, I love the work that you're doing. Like, just, I'm really happy to be connected. So I did this and somebody sent me back a voice message and we started talking back and forth. And long and short, we are the same person, except she lives in London. She's English. And like the same person. It's like freaky scary. And so I asked her, we were like, we love each other. I was like, all right, well, how can I help? Right? Because I always ask that. She was like, thank you so much for asking. Will you be a part of this interview series I'm doing? So yesterday, we get on the phone, 8 p.m. or Zoom, 8 p.m. London time, 3 p.m. Eastern. And I get to be interviewed by like this actual real friend I made on Instagram within like a few weeks time. I was like, what is this? That's the power of this. What would you share about like your approach? Is that what you do too on Instagram? How do you connect with people like who are cold or whatever?
Yeah. I love that so much. And I just need tea. I'm dying. Okay. I love that so much because what you were in playful energy and you were open.
Yes.
And when you're open in that way, the universe literally like rearranges to bring you people and experiences that are perfect for you because you're like, this is fun. I love this. No pressure.
Yep.
So I do the exact same thing as you. When someone like follows me, I will voice message them or I will send them a video now because I like love doing it because they can see my face and my energy. Be like, that post that you wrote about blah, blah, blah. I love that. And this is what I pulled from it. And I just want to thank you for showing up and sharing that message. It was really wonderful. And people, like, I genuinely mean it. I never do anything that's not in integrity and alignment.
Yeah.
And people feel that. And
Yeah.
so it's like, you get to be you, have fun, and like be genuine. That's all we want. We want to connect, man. That's all we want.
Where we do, right? Because it's like, for all that can be said about us, like losing social connection or whatever with the internet, it's obviously proof what you're saying, what I've experienced, that, you know, we can connect with people all over the world. What a gift that this tool has given us, right? And you know what? I'm just gonna call myself out here and say, I didn't even know you could send a video inside Instagram. I send voice messages a lot. Thank you for that tip, because I'm like, you know, a Luddite over here, like making a video on my phone, uploading it to YouTube, making it unlisted, and then sending the link and being like, watch my video. You know, if I want to make a personal video for someone, thank you. Now I can just on my phone.
Yes. We can make it easier.
That's awesome. Ashley, our live studio audience is saying that they wanted to learn more. And Sarah Wallace is saying that you share the best stuff. And Sarah also shared your Instagram handle in our comments for Joanne, who requested it. So can you tell us what your handle is so people can find you over there and see how magic you are?
Oh, thank you. It's at Ashley, ASHLEY.MONDOR, Mondor. The woman who has the full name, she's not even on Instagram. And I'm like, can you just give me my name? But this is great.
You're talking about without the period in it?
Yeah.
Isn't that funny?
So rude.
All these people doing like Life with Passion stuff, they're not doing anything. Like, I own the domain name, but other people, so I'm Life W Passion everywhere.
But and I think that's the key. It doesn't matter what your handle is still. Yeah. It doesn't matter. It's your message and how you show up. And like, are you excited? Are you happy? Are you pumped to be here? Like, it's that energetics that's like what has helped me call in the most beautiful, incredible people.
So you and I got to see each other a few weeks ago when I came to your hometown, and we got to see each other in person, which was amazing. And one of the things that we chatted about was some of the stuff that you do in order to get and keep yourself in a high energetic state, right? Happy and joyful, like everybody can experience that you are right now. Because I know that you, like me, are very sensitive and pick up on other people's energy and, positive and negative, whatever, and it affects us. So I know that it's got to be a practice for you to intentionally like get yourself into this state of being open, of being joyful, of being playful. How do you do that?
That's such a good question, and it is a practice. So first, before I start my day, I do this thing called stacking gratitude. So I will be like, I'm so grateful for my bed. I'm so grateful for Christine. I'm so grateful for my incredible clients that can't wait to work with me. So I start my day always with gratitude. Mm-hmm. And we are humans, and we have this beautiful ego voice that tells you all of the reasons why you can't do the thing, all of the reasons why you're not good enough. And I will take that and just take a pause because I can feel it in my body. Like, you feel like lower, you feel sad, you feel like heavy. And I'll ask myself, is this mine or is this someone else's? More often than not, it's not mine because and a lot of people are empaths. It's not yours. And so I'll just say like, I release that feeling, or that's not my truth. And I will picture the fear, the voice, whatever it's trying to say as a sentence in my head. And I will shrink it down and I will push it to the side because it's not my truth, right? Like we are all.
Can you give us an example?
Yeah. So like, the other day I was gonna post a video and I was like, this isn't going to help people. No one's going to get anything out of it. And so I pictured that like as a sentence, no one's going to get anything out of this. And I took that sentence in my head visually and I made it super, super, super small. And then I made like it fuzzy. It looked fuzzy to me. And then I just pushed it away. And I was like, that's not my truth. It's fine. Yeah. And like the reason why that's a big deal is because your subconscious literally communicates and thinks in pictures and symbols and sounds and feelings, and you can choose differently. Like your subconscious is just here to serve you, and let's make it do really amazing things. Like push that shit aside.
Yes.
So that's some of the things. And then also if I'm like feeling really low or before I do anything that scares me, I will turn on my favorite song and I will just dance like a fool, because you're moving your energy through your body.
Yes, that's such a good hack.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. Like I have shared, the first time I was visible with Life with Passion, I was like, I had so much energy, nervous energy. I was like, felt like I was going to throw up. And it wasn't even a video. It was just like pushing post on a Facebook post. And so I did a really hard workout to move that energy through, but I like the dancing. That sounds a lot more fun, and it's so easy, right?
It's free, guys.
Right. It's free. Yeah. Come on.
But you just have to you have to consciously choose to do that, even if you feel silly about it. Like, who cares? Who cares? You get to be playful and have fun, and dancing is what helps me. So, but there are things that could help other people too. You just have to know, like, what is the thing that makes me feel really good no matter what I'm doing, and just trust and honor that's the thing you're supposed to do, and do it. Just do it.
Actually do it.
Yeah. And it's going to be so great because you're going to feel better.
I love that. So we've talked a little bit about like who you help, heart-centered entrepreneurs. What do you help them with?
Yeah, so I work on a subconscious level basically, and that means that I have all of these tools in my tool belt to help people work through fear, to help through their worthiness with money, to put themselves out there, to like I basically work on a lot of fear and these limiting beliefs that people have picked up from their childhood or they've seen in media, and they decided it's too scary or I won't be loved for this. And we go to the root cause with things like time techniques, which time techniques is a temporal reframe. Have you, like, what reframing is, like making it more positive? How is it learning for me? And so I just help people at a root level to release it. And when you release those things, it's like a weight has been lifted off your shoulders, because it's like, oh, that's not my truth. I have so many more options. And so it's me creating a safe container for people to work through the things that are holding them back. And it's just a reminder, like, we are all here for such big, incredible things. And not everyone wants to be an entrepreneur. Not everyone wants to like go for the promotion, So like for the people you call in, they have these fears for a reason. And when you release them, it's like, go do it. Do the thing.
Right. So what you're saying is that, neuroscience, our brain, we experience fear our brain's trying to keep us safe, right? And we also know that when we're not in fear, when we're not in fight or flight, we have access to better ideas. So we feel more creative, we take more action, we feel more inspired, motivated, we do the thing, right? So like and we have a whole lot more fun building this business than if we build it from a place of fear. Yeah. So you help them release the fear, which then helps them quickly get access to all the better ideas, the inspirations, the stuff that's right for them, and everything that they're meant for.
Mm-hmm. It's the best. It's the best. And it's crazy because through these techniques, people will get things that's like, oh my God, I picked that belief up of not being worthy when I was 5, when I was in the classroom, because your subconscious stores everything in like a holographic file system. So it's like, boop, this is when this happened. And then through the technique, we ask like, what is the positive learnings that are just for you? Of course you're worthy. Of course you can trust yourself. You're like amazing. And when you release the emotional hold, which is what that is, the belief is like a subconscious wound that happened. When we release that, it's like actual magic happens, and it opens up your energetic frequency, and you feel like, oh, I don't feel that in my body anymore. It's different. And that's what I want, because we're not supposed to store negative, toxic emotions in our body. It leads to disease. That's why I'm like so passionate about this work, because I want people who are heart-centered, who came here to do really big things, to live as long as possible in happiness and joy and love, because each person who lives their purpose and does these things, it's a ripple effect.
Yes.
Like, and that's why we're here, to make the world better.
Oh my gosh. Don't you just love Ashley, everyone? Listen, Ashley, can you give us some specific examples, like not naming names or anything, maybe from your life or from some of your clients' lives, of the kinds of things you talked about in generalities, but like kinds of things, this happened and we were able to release it, and then this happened, like, do
Oh,
some examples come to mind?
I have one specifically around money. So in my work, I also host breakthrough days, which can be like 6 to 8 hours of really deep, intensive healing work. Super efficient though. But
Mhm.
I went into my breakthrough day wanting about money. Like I gave away things for free all the time. I was afraid to charge my worth, like not my worth, but like what I valued this package as. And if people were like, yes, let's work together, I'd be like, here's a discount. It's half off. Like, I love you. It's great. Instead of being like, this is what this is, and I'm not bending on my boundaries. So actually, when I went through time techniques, I learned that subconsciously I felt like resentment towards money because when I was a child, my parents got divorced, and it was the thing that mattered most. It was like, how much money can I get from this person? It wasn't about us being together as a family. It wasn't even that. It was just like, you chose money and anger and sadness and fighting over loving us. And so I didn't know that. I carried that throughout my entire life.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I never asked for promotions. I never like asked people to work with me because I was afraid and resented money, even though consciously I didn't know it.
Right. And so then you had your breakthrough day.
Yeah. And then I
And
had
then
my
what
break.
happened?
Yeah, I left a different person. So now I don't give away anything for free except for all of my content on Instagram. That's what I give for free. And I tell people I invest in myself, and the only way that I've done the deepest work of my life is by investing, and you have to do that because it's what you value. So I now have very strong boundaries. I ask people to work with me, and I give people the opportunity to, we all have money stories, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's their opportunity to work through it, and I will reflect back on them like, where did this come from? Why is this the thing for you? And they'll give you excuses, but those are just like the surface level of the problem.
Totally.
So when we go deeper, it's like, oh, you're not ready for this because you don't believe that you are worth it, because you believe you won't get your investment back. But I'm leaving proof. I get my investments back. I get to work with the people I love, I get to be here with you and like the people I love most in this Facebook group. So
Yes. Oh, that's so cool. Like you're very authentically and congruently saying, I see you and I hear you. And I also know for those of us watching this, listening to this, money is a secondary objection. We find a way to pay for what we value.
yes.
And that's a hard truth to hear when you first hear it, because you're like, wait a minute, my bank account says something different, right? But when you decide that you're going to find a way to come up with the money, I have a really stupid story around this, okay? So I am nursing my baby, my 5-month-old, and I find pumping to be a big pain in the butt. I have a nice pump, whatever. Well, a friend of mine has a real fancy smart pump that is wireless. So you just stick it down your shirt and you walk around and just get the milk out. You don't have to be tied to one thing. I'm like, okay, with a 3-year-old, a 5-month-old working, doing this all, whatever, that would be real great if I could cook dinner and pump at the same time and not like sit in the chair being like, how many minutes left, whatever. So, and wires everywhere. So I was like, oh, but I don't, it's like $500. So I was like, oh, that was an expense I wasn't planning for that. I don't have the money. I caught myself and I went, betcha I can come up with a creative way to pay for that, And by that night I was like, I have it figured out. Then a few hours I was like, I've got this money coming in. I've got this money coming in, where yesterday I might've said, I'm not the kind of person who buys an extra pump when I already have one that works great. I am, because of what it's going to do for my life and how it's going to make me feel. And it's probably going to help me feed that baby for longer. And I can walk around and do this stuff. And like, it's no big deal. Right. So whether it's $500 or $5,000, like, doesn't matter. It's all, are you using the most powerful supercomputer in existence, your brain? Are you using that to get you more of what you want, or to keep you stuck?
Mm.
right?
Mm. And I will say, you have to make decisions as the future you who already has the thing that you want. You can't make it from the version of you who doesn't have it, because you don't know energetically like how that's going to be or show up. But if you make that, like, of course I'm going to make my investment back. Of course, this person, I'm drawn to this person for a reason. Of course, this pump is the perfect thing that's going to help make my life easier. Like, that's the version of me I have to make a decision from. But
Yes.
it's like a conscious choice, like you said, to decide is to cut off. You have to decide.
Yep. All right. We have some amazing comments here. Hannah says, Ashley is the best at creating that safe container to work through those fears. I had the honor of having a session with her in person. And it was so, so magical. Sarah says, I got to work with Ashley around the belief of not being good enough from something that happened in elementary school. And my time with her still impacts my life months later. Joanne says, yes to the ripple effect. How you feeling, Ashley? You feeling loved?
I'm trying not to cry.
You can cry? Have we talked about crying? Did I tell you this? I think maybe I told you this when we were in person, but I'll tell everyone else. I learned from my friend Emily Benson. I was at her retreat. She said, cortisol is in your tears. Cortisol is a stress hormone. So when you cry, you are literally releasing stress. You're releasing cortisol from your body. I was like, I haven't cried a lot in a little while, but now I'm just going to like put on the saddest movie I can find. Just let it flow.
Go.
Now I have like this is the achiever in me. Now I have a purpose.
Yeah.
Stress as opposed to like, crying because I need a good cry, which is, conversation for another day, but we're all works in progress here. Okay. So Chelsea has a question, and I love this question, Chelsea. Do you have any suggestions on retraining your brain professionally? I've been a certified vet tech for most of my life. It's all I've ever known how to do. How do I get myself to switch from employee to boss in a different niche? This is such a good question. And we talk about this all the time, right? How we're trained to be really good employees. Chelsea, you are so not alone. We're all trained to be really good employees all the way through school, then in our jobs. And then when we try to take that mindset and apply it to being an entrepreneur, it doesn't work unless we learn to think like entrepreneurs, which is a completely different way of thinking than thinking like an employee, right? So what would you say to that, Miss Darling Ashley?
That's such a good question, especially right now. I'm still like full-time in my 9-to-5, working towards going full-time in my business. And I feel that the thing that happened that really changed the game for me, and you already know this probably, is working with someone who is steps ahead of you, who is like, I worked with Christine because she was full-time in her business and she could show me what she does. Like, how does she think? And like, giving yourself permission, like it's going to be a little tough in the beginning because you have very set neural pathways. And that's just what it is, because it's a lifetime of being an employee. But when you surround yourself, which is why this group is incredible, when you surround yourself with other entrepreneurs, your mirror neurons are telling you like, oh my God, it's possible. This person did it and they're a human, so I can do it too. And that was the thing that helped me. Working with Christine, a coach who is further along than me, and then surrounding myself with entrepreneurs. Like some of my best friends in my life, some I have never even met before, are in this group. Like, because they've been nothing but supportive. They've helped me work through limiting beliefs when I was feeling down or sad, and they helped me be like, of course you can do that. Like, I'm doing it. Of course you can. So that's just some of the easier things you could start today. Otherwise, there would be like tools that you could work through with a person who is a neuro-linguistic programming practitioner to help you work on that, to build new neural pathways more quickly. But for now, like, surround yourself with people that you love who have what you want.
Yes. I love that. And that really goes back to what you were saying earlier around like make decisions as the future you, because how do you know how to be the future you unless you have others showing you what it's possible to be like, right? Like you need examples in order to begin to put yourself in the role, right? Like for me, a big goal coming up is public speaking. Now that I can, because I love it, right? And now I am in a place where I am no longer pregnant and I'm done being pregnant, and I can like travel and take my family. And that's like a huge thing for me too. So I started by talking to people who are doing it. What's the right way to do it? I took a course around it, right? I practiced in a little way. And like, I just got an acceptance yesterday for my very first conference. So I'm going to Orlando in March to speak at PodFest on how to be a great podcast guest.
How
So
are you celebrating?
it's a great question. Probably with wine of some color. But so that's the answer. I'm cooking dinner for one of Fee's somebody in Fee's life who recently experienced a loss similar to mine with Maeve, and so I'm having her over tonight, and I think we will, have some wine and some catharsis, and that feels like a really beautiful way to honor this. So thank you for asking that question. I love it. But I think like it started because this is all new for me. It was scary. And I saw some people in my life who were doing it and learned how I could use it in my business and like how it made sense. Right. And I think the same thing for you too, right? Like you have this beautiful vision of in-person breakthrough days, right? How did that come about for you?
So I thought about how could I make this person who decided to invest in themselves this level of money, because it is a chunk of change, how can I make them feel as the most special person who they are? And that means like if you're in Minnesota, you're literally going to get champagne if you drink. If not, we'll get sparkling water, obviously. Kombucha. And like, I want to take you out to lunch. I want to take you out to dinner. I want to help you work through this really deep stuff. And then it's going to be playful and it's going to be like all from my heart. And I'm going to help you work through these things because you are a beautiful being of light and you have so much to share. And that's why I love breakthrough days. That's why I love breakthrough sessions where we work on one belief, because when you release these things, you become a different person and you become more authentically who you are instead of all of the programming that you've taken in your entire life, because that's not your truth, right? Release that bullshit. It's not you. So I get to help people do that, and it's the calling of my life, and I'm so blessed.
Yes. I see that, and I like believe that and honor it. And I know that everyone who has and is and will have the experience of working with you in that way is going to be forever changed. I love it so much. And I'm so like just excited to see you continuing to listen to your intuition, to step more and more into who you are, and to really share that with the world, right? This whole thing is happening for you because you chose to do what you needed to do to get over your fear of visibility, right? So if there's one thing you want people to remember from all the amazing things you've shared today, what would it be?
You are worth it. You are worth it because you chose to be here. You're worth it. You have everything you've ever needed and more to be successful. And that fear is just something that you can let go. It might even be just a feeling that you don't have words for yet for it. And you can choose something else and trust that there's this beautiful quote that I love, that everything is rigged in your favor. Everything is happening for you, not to you.
Yes.
And when you take steps every single day towards becoming that incredible version of you who has everything you've ever wanted, that future version of you, you will get there. Trust and boom,
mic drop. So Ashley, tell us again the best way for everybody who's watching and listening, who I know is just going to want to connect with you further because that's who you are and that's how magnetic you are. What is the best way for them to do that?
Oh, okay. So I hang out on Instagram every day. I do Instagram stories like all the time. I go live over there. I share so much content over there because I love good pictures and I love long form content. So I share like neurolinguistic programming hacks, mindset hacks, tips. I share more about the beliefs I've worked through. I share about lifestyle stuff like personal development. And it's so fun because you can send voice messages and video messages.
Okay, and what's your handle?
Ashley, ASHLEY.MONDOR. Yes.
Perfect. All right, everybody follow Ashley over there. I know I do. And you will be blessed and encouraged and inspired by what she shares, as we all are. Ashley, you are magic. Thank you so much for being a part of this thank you for being here today. Thank you for sharing your energy and your light. And I'm just going to end this with a reflection back from our studio audience. Joanne says, everything is rigged in my favor. Trust. Mic emoji dropping. Boom.
My heart is so full. Oh my God. Thank you.
Me too. I love you. If you're watching this on Facebook, please continue to make comments and Ashley and I will come back and answer them. If you're listening to this later, follow either of us and let us know your big ahas or your questions. We want to hear them. We want to hear what was helpful for you. We want to hear more from you. And thank you for listening. Thank you for being a part of this. I hope you got even a fraction of as much out of it as I did, because Ashley, you're amazing. Honored to be part of your life. And I'm so excited to watch you continue to grow and, let's be honest, become famous.
Let's do this together.
Yeah, girl. All right. Thanks, everyone. And we're out. How was that?
Amazing. You're so wonderful, Christine. My cheeks hurt. My cheeks hurt from smiling. Almost an hour.
You got your workout. Your
Yeah.
muscles.
Yes. Oh my God.
So fun. I could do it all the time.
You could. Are you going to?
Well, I mean, talk to you, but yes.
Oh,
This is going to become a podcast episode. Launching that. And I don't think I mentioned this to you, but I want to just tell you about something that I have planned for next year. Did I haven't told you about this yet? I don't think so.
You want to be on stages?
Well, yeah, but this is something that involves you. Besides the retreat that I think will be next November.
Oh my God. Yes.
Right? Okay. So there's another thing. My friend Selena Sue, who's amazing at publicity and PR.
Yeah.
I have decided that I am going to affiliate for her incredible group program, but the way I'm going to do it is I'm basically handpicking and curating my favorite people who I colleagues who I want to help become more famous and create this really small group of a mastermind, because it's a big group program, right? It's hundreds of people. So I'm going to take everything I've learned and help implement and personally review everything that she's teaching. And I would love to do that with you, because it's just going to be this encouragement group thing. So it's happening at the end of March, beginning of April. It's 90 days. And obviously no pressure, but I'm just planting seeds with the people that I my dream people, because that's a way that I can help you make a bigger impact in income, and for in a really different way than working with me one-on-one, and for the people whose missions I'm most excited to.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Oh my God, I love you. You have such big things planned for 2020.
Yeah.
I love it. A fresh decade, new dreams.
Yes. Yes. Done. Baby making business is shut down, so my energy can replenish.
Yeah. I love
but yeah, it's interesting. This podcast guesting thing this is so crazy. So I was going back and forth. This is our magic, you and me, baby. I was going back and forth between the Facebook tab and the Zoom so I could read the questions and comments. And I wouldn't normally have any of that up while I'm interviewing someone, but you need to. So a message popped up from somebody, a Facebook message with a link to submit the guest posting idea to Amy Porterfield for consideration for her podcast.
Oh my God.
Because a week ago, I said to this secret Facebook group I'm in that's high connected women or whatever, I was like, does anybody know Amy? Because she hasn't done an episode on this, and it's so valuable.
Yeah.
And I want to do it. And also, if any of you want to learn it, I'll teach it to you, because I really appreciate this group, and I'll just teach it for free.
Yeah.
It was an ask give post, and it blew up, which I didn't expect. But then people have been trying to reach out to Amy for the last week to find out how I can bring it to her show, and that happened while you and I were talking.
Synchronicities! Magic is happening for you always.
And yesterday I got this email, you've been selected, right? You're invited, right, to speak at PodFest. So I was like, there's something in this for my business.
Yes. Yeah. Oh my, I have full body chills. And for you to be aware of that, fuck yes. like lean all the way into it because the universe is like, girl,
right? It's all happening at once. So I'm doing this free training tomorrow afternoon. You're welcome to come if you want. But it's like how to use podcast guesting to up-level your impact, income, and network. And I'm just doing it on Zoom for like this, however many people come. And I'm just going to share like my whole system for how I do it.
What? Yep.
You're like, yep. Okay, let me get you the link. Hang on.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Do you have any feedback for me from today?
The only thing I would say is a technical thing. I would use earbuds or an external microphone.
Okay.
Next time you do this, it's just going to sound better than Garrett gives me a hard time about the earbuds. He's like, it looks cheesy. Don't do that. Right. So I spent $50 and bought like a blue snowball microphone. It's a USB and it sounds a little better.
Okay.
And it's also a little bit less directional than like a podcast mic where you need to be like,
yeah,
I want to be on video. So this is like the happy medium between the two.
Okay.
That's the only thing I would say. You did a great job. I mean, you're such a natural.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I teared up last night. I was telling my sister, I'm like, I didn't think that I would be the caliber that Christine would bring me in this way. Yeah, and I like cry because I'm like, this is one of my dreams, especially because I love your community so much that I was like, she views me so highly that she would let me share my messages. Like, I'm just really grateful for you. So thank you.
I love you. I mean, I told you I want you to be part of the Life with Passion team or work with my clients. I see so much collaboration and etc. in our future together.
Yes. Oh, it feels so right. Oh.
It feels so right.
Yes. Ooh, thank you.
Yeah. So there's the description, and then there's just a little link to register for the Zoom. So it'll send you the notification.
You're the best. Now what are you going to do?
What do you mean?
Are you going to are you going to hang out? Are you going to go get a massage, girl?
Oh.
One of those?
It's so funny. Melissa just sent me a gift certificate for my birthday to like the place where I like to go for massages. And I was like, I love you. Thank you. Cause now I quote unquote have to go, right? Like now I have to make the time because I got my gift certificate waiting. Now I have a coaching call and then I pack it in cause I only have like part-time childcare. And then after that, my help leaves. And so hopefully I'll get some time when both girls are sleeping. And I'm getting ready for a challenge. I think we're going to call it, I would love your feedback on this if you have 1 minute before I hop onto my other coaching call. Okay. Can I pull this up for you and ask you what you think? Cause you're obviously like an ideal client. Okay. So it's going to be around like my 5-minute method, right? How you can get anything done when you sit down to do it for 5 minutes. And I've been trying to come up with a title and subtitle because I'm going to start promoting it next week. And then we're going to do it starting Cyber Monday. And then I'm going to turn it into a PDF that's like it's standalone opt-in. So I was thinking about calling it maybe either 5 days to focus or the 5-minute focus challenge.
Ooh.
You like either of those?
I think I like the first one more.
5 days to focus?
Yeah.
Okay.
Instead of like you can call it a challenge, but not having it be in the title. Maybe.
So what if I don't call it a challenge though? So if I say 5 days to focus or the 5-minute focus method.
Yeah, I like that.
You
and
do?
I think it's because what it is it's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
You're giving people the opportunity.
Yeah. So I don't know if I might call it a challenge when I actually run the challenge so that people will get what it is, but then not when I turn into the PDF. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
So in that case, do you like 5 days to focus or like 5-minute focus method or something like that?
5-minute focus method because it feels achievable now.
Okay, great. And then I think the subtitle is going to be like, either something like get unstuck or stop being overwhelmed and get clear in 5 minutes a day or something like that.
I love that.
Do you like it?
Tangible, totally.
Okay.
You have 5 minutes. Everyone has 5 minutes.
Everyone has 5 minutes. Exactly. And I like really believe in this because I've seen so many people use it. So thank you.
Yay! I'm so excited.
I love you so much. What are you doing with the rest of your day? I know you're working, but other than that.
Mainly that.
Mainly
And
that.
yeah, mainly working. And I have like volleyball tonight, and I'm gonna write a post about today. So I'm gonna do that. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, good. This is so good, Ashley. Seriously, like we can get you a YouTube link for it because I feel like this could be a really good marketing piece for you.
I would love that. Oh, you're the fucking best, Christine. I love you. I
I
love you.
Love you. And we will definitely stay in touch about all the things.
Yeah, all the things and all the things.
All the things and all the things.
Yeah. We'll have so much fun on your coaching call. You're going to crush it. And there's so lucky to work with you.
I love you. Have a wonderful day. As always, like, you know how to find me. Let me know how else I can help.
That's true. Yes. Bye.
Bye. Oh, come to that thing tomorrow if you want to.
Totally.
Okay.
What time is that?
It's at 2, but I think it'll send out the replay, or I can get you the replay because I know a lot of people can't come. Click on it before I close this out because I think the chat goes away.
Okay. Got it. Thank you.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you.
Love you. Bye.
Love you.
Mwah.